happening with it, y'all? We on step 2. Step 1 was find the deal. Now, however you found the deal, you have them calling you from a piece of mail. You sent out some mail, they're calling back, you're cold calling them, you're on the phone with them, they say yeah, they want to sell. Now you're gonna have to get some information from these people. You're gonna have to do what we call pre-qualifying. You're gonna have to find out a few things to make sure that this is something that fits what you're trying to do, because they may think you're an agent. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna ask some pre-qualifying questions. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you called them, you're on the phone, you cold called them, and they say yeah, I want to sell. You know, or you know, they got a letter from, you know, you sent out the mail, you did the mailing, and they called you, you know, and they want to sell the house, you know, they're interested. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to try to figure out the price. You know, and it's a lot of times people, they want the offer, but you know, you always try to get the price out of them. You know, it's always better if they throw a price out first, because they may throw a price lower than you were even thinking about. This happens to me all the time. You know, people will give you a price lower than you were even gonna say. So, you know, always try to get the price out of them first. So, you know, you ask, they call in, or you're talking to them on the phone. You called, hey, I was calling about such and such property. I was trying to see if you wanted to sell. And they say, yeah. Okay, what do you have in mind as far as price? Okay, or they call in. Yeah, I was calling about a piece of mail that you sent me about such and such address. Oh, sure, I know what you're talking about. What do you have in mind as far as price? You know, that's what you want to do. You want to try to get the price out of them. And next, you want to follow up with the condition. You know, condition is big, because that's where all your bargaining comes from. You know, you ask them, you know, when's the last time the kitchen and the bathroom got updated? You know, what about the furnace, the hot water heater? You know, what about the roof? You know, stuff like that. You want to get as much information as possible, because, you know, a lot of times these houses are going to be outdated. If it's not just all the way beat to shit, like something that you might find from your driving for dollars list, you know, it's probably outdated, man. You may be on the phone with the landlord that had this house for 20 years. Bet that's your bargaining chip. You know, you're going to have to update this property. See, when you're getting the condition of a property, this is like the police having somebody in an interrogation room. Anything they say, you will use against them later on in this conversation. You know, well, yeah, I want top dollar. Didn't you just say that this bathroom and this kitchen hasn't been updated for 20 years? How am I going to do that? Well, the house down the street, was fully updated last year. So now you're using everything. And I mean, it's not, you know, it's to safeguard you, you know, so you don't get taken advantage of. It's not like you're just trying to take advantage of people, because a lot of times you have to educate people, because they really think these houses are worth more than they are, and they're not, you know. So you have to let them know why you're going to come in hot with this low offer, you know, what they call a low ball offer. And then after that, what you want to do is you want to get the time frame down, you know, because you know, you don't want to be talking to people that want to sell 3 years from now. Yeah, I want to sell. You sit on the phone for a half hour, get all types of information. Okay, and then you ask this last, well, when are you thinking about selling? Well, we'll probably hold on to it for about 2-3 more years. You just wasted a half hour. You could have been on to somebody that really wanted to sell like ASAP. So yeah, you want to get the time frame out. You know, I want to talk to people that want to sell in the next 30 to 60 days. You know, if we can get it done in 30 to 60 days, that's what I'm looking for. You know, so and you know, one other thing I always ask people is why they're selling, because this one thing we're doing is we're solving problems, man. You want to try to solve as many problems as possible. You know, so, you know, they may have to get out of here. They got a job in California, and you're in Massachusetts, wherever you're at. You know, I'm in Minnesota. So, you know, let's say they're moving to California, you know, and they need to get it sold quick before they leave. They got a new job. The job is hot. They're not even really worried about the price, because they're getting a super job out of town. Okay, bet. They just need it gone, and they don't have time to list it. None of that. Oh, I'm your solution. We can get this done in a week if the price is right. You know, so those are the things you want to do. You want to make sure that you're getting this information down, and then you want to let them, you know, you want to let them know that you're going to run the numbers, and then, you know, you'll come back to them and you'll come in with some negotiating. So that's what you want to do for now, though. You know, that's it. You know, you want to get the pre-qualifying down. You want to think about the price. You want to get the condition. You want to get the time frame, and you want to get why they want to sell. And when you're doing this, what you want to do is, a lot of people, they're putting information into computers and stuff like that. You don't never want to do that. Have you ever been on the phone with somebody and they start typing, so it sounds so it doesn't sound personal anymore. So what I do is I always keep a piece of paper, a pad of paper and a pen, and I'll be writing this stuff down while they're telling me everything. So, and I don't trust my memory. We might have a conversation for a half hour if this is a good lead. So I'm not gonna remember everything that they told me. So I'm writing everything down, and I'm engaged in the conversation. One thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're not just sitting there like a robot and just letting them ramble on when they're talking and they're telling you all this information. Especially when you're talking about the condition. You always want to say, yeah, sure, okay, I know what you're talking about. You want to stay engaged in the conversation. And one thing I always look for when I'm talking to people is, the more personal you can get with people, the better. You want to kind of divert their mind, and we're even talking about the house. You know what I'm saying? So if you have time to, they start saying anything, that clicks with what you're going through in your life, don't be afraid to get personal with people, because that's why I get so many deals. I be talking to people about my personal business. They be yeah, I'm going through, I went through that shit too. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? So now they feel like, we're close. Which I do. I get personal. A lot of people, they don't like to get personal with people because it's all business with them. With me, it's not business, man. I talk to a lot of people that I get houses from, man, and we get real personal. We cool, and sometimes I talk to them after the deal, still try to help with anything that they got going on. So, that's what you want to do. That's what you're going to have to do after step 1. So that's step 2. We come back, we're going to move on to step 3, and, you'll just be one more step closer to being able to make $10,000 every single month. If you can knock one deal down for $10,000, man, would that change your life or what? This is serious, man. You can do this every single month. Not a problem. So stick with me. We're going to keep going over this. I'm going to step you through every single thing that it's going to take for you to knock down a deal to get you $10,000 every single month. Stick with me. I'm going to holler at you.